Thank you. Our job done well. We went in there with a clear idea about how we wanted to approach the game. We wanted to control the game early through our pack, and I thought our forwards did a good job of that, and that enabled us to play and look at the opportunities when we felt they were on. So I was really pleased with that aspect of the game. Really disappointed to see the injury to Rue Milan. So our thoughts are with him. I know it looked pretty serious. But, you know, it was a step we had to take forward. We took it forward, and now we can refocus after in a week in Bordeaux and keep our eyes very set firmly on Italy.
Start over here in the room, please. Just again, if you could remember to wait for the mic and give your name and the name of your media. Thank you.
Ian, Ollie here. How frustrating to have a red card at the end, and what was your read on that red card?
Oh, it's always frustrating. Yes, it was. And my experience tells me you just got to go away and let it breathe for a while and have a good look at it and go through the process. So that happened after Twickenham, and things were pretty clear after 24 hours. I mean, there's a lot of shoulder on shoulder in that contact. We saw the player getting the shoulder dealt to, and that certainly looked like the target area. So we'll wait and see. It's an area that clearly people are searching for consistency at the moment, so we'll just have to look at the video and see what happens. But frustrating.
Ian, can you just talk about Cam Roygaard's performance tonight and what you liked about what he did for the team?
Played really well. You know, he had a pack in front of him that was giving him a platform clearly, but took his opportunities. And it's it's one thing to have good go forward ball, but it's two to make good decisions with that. And he should be really proud of it. He cleared well. He cleared consistently. He didn't have to kick a lot, but when he did, he's effective. And we saw the benefit of his running game. So he's the last couple of weeks been really impressed with his growth during training, and it was a big start for him, and he certainly took the opportunity.
Sheree Kinnear from the New Zealand Herald. Ardie, do you feel like the team tonight improved in the areas that you would have liked them to after last week's game?
Yeah, we went into this week with some clear focuses and where we wanted to attack, and I thought that we did that well tonight. And it's always nice as a forward to see our backs running down the sideline and doing their thing. So really, really impressed and really happy the way the boys have gone.
Ardie, you're wearing the Namibian rugby jersey. Just maybe a thought on the camaraderie or just respect and the team spirit between the teams, even from tier 1 to lower down teams playing in the tournament?
Yeah, it's, I think both teams are in the change room now, mixing, mingling and sharing a beer, and I think it's really humbling. Goes back to traditional rugby values of smashing each other on the field and then hugging it out and sharing a beer outside of it. So, it's always special, with the opposition team to be able to just chat and check in on each other and just have a laugh about the game. So it's good.
Ian, Liam Napier from New Zealand Herald. Alistair suggested that he hadn't seen the All Blacks play like that, Alistair Coetzee, for a while in terms of the way you use the ball, and I know you probably put a big focus on the kicking game post-France. Were you happy with a better balance, perhaps, that was achieved tonight with the attack in that regard?
Yeah, I think it came off the platform of doing some basic stuff consistently well up front. I think, it was a game we had to win, didn't we? And we knew that. People expected us to win, and and sometimes those games can get loose on you, and people can start searching for stuff. And whereas I like the discipline, you know, I think we showed them a lot of respect. They're a team that carries hard and cleans hard. When you give them a lot of ball, we wanted to deny them that, and the way to do that was to deny them a lot of set-piece possession and put them under pressure. So that gave us the opportunity to play, and we've got some players that are good when they get front foot with a lot of space. So, but, you know, the mix was good.
Ian, obviously dominant scoreline, lots of tries, but in terms of maybe we still saw some of that skill execution, a few forward passes, balls going out. Are there still areas you saw in that game that you need to tidy up going forward?
Oh, there always is. You know, we lost a couple of balls in the contact in that first half. We threw 2 forward passes in the wide channel. You know, one with Anton that he'd probably want to have again. Not sure what Offa was doing out there, but anyway, he was. And so yeah, there's things we'll carry on being picky about. I just love the intention. You know, I think when we got the opportunity to play, we did. And sometimes, you know, you've got to deal with a bit of pressure, and you lose your first game in a World Cup. You've got to make sure that this team doesn't get too tight in its skill set. And again, I thought they responded well to that first step.
Hi, Ian. Mark here from Stuff in New Zealand. One of the things you wanted from this game was to see some of the, I guess, backup players challenge the guys perhaps ahead of them on the pecking order. Did you see that? Did you see some guys take their chances tonight and maybe put a bit of pressure on as you have 2 weeks to think about the next move?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the clear intention. It may have been some. How did you go, Ardie, as a backup player? Did you go all right? So, you know, I think we got the mix right in the selection's always a tough one, and you've got to get it right during World Cups. And I think we went in with a pack that showed a lot of respect for Namibia. It showed where we wanted to get the gains in our game, and I was really pleased with that. So, you know, it's one thing to make wholesale changes, but you've still got to make sure that you grow your game at the same time during the World Cup. So I think we got that blend right, and you know, we had, you know, I thought the 2 locks played well. They gave us a real foundation work. We kept the same 4 props, and again, I think we reaped the rewards out of that. So I think there was some good decisions, and you know, Ardie and Doltz and Luke picking up from last week. So I think there's some nice consistency there, and I think that helped us set the platform. But in terms of some of the others, you know, clearly Cam played well. I thought both wingers thrived in a bit of space with a bit of ball. Lester looked strong on the carry, and in the midfield, I thought, you know, probably went from strength to strength. Took a little while to settle down, but got there. It's your turn, mate.
Ardie, Ollie here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a bit of a blowout on the scoreboard in the end, but just in terms of squad mentality, what you first won at the World Cup, you know, after a couple of tough losses, how much does that lift you guys as a squad, knowing what's to come?
Yeah, I think it's kind of quite a relief, but also not surprising. We've always trusted and believed in our game and what we're doing, and you know, tonight kind of reiterated that for us as a team. And I guess, you know, we can grow from, we can, I guess, build from tonight and really, I guess, now what we need to nail in our week next week, but also at the same time switch off and decompress and put a smile on Foz's face a few times because he's walking around a bit grumpy. But nah, it's hugely important, and it's a good way to, you know, kick it off and really build.
Ian, this was a game you're expected to win, but in terms of growing world rugby, how important do you think games against the likes of Namibia are at World Cups for a powerhouse like New Zealand to play a smaller team like Namibia?
I think for rugby's a global game. We've got to keep growing it, and I think all you got to do is look at a stadium where 30-odd thousand fans came and celebrated the game of rugby, cheering for both teams. Go to the shed afterwards and see the feeling in both teams. You know, our guys love playing someone new, and I know, you know, talking to Alistair and Matt, a couple of their coaches afterwards, you know, it meant so much to them to be able to test themselves against the All Blacks. So you have to go through, these are important games, and they're part of the rich fabric, I think, of World Cups. You know, it creates colour, it creates intrigue, and, you know, you look at the game last night, and every so often those games don't turn out the way you expect them to turn out, and they become a real sort of a thrilling type occasion. So you never quite know, and so for us, there's always a bit of nerves going into games like this. There's a bit of an unknown, and you know that you've still got to be at your best to make sure you don't give them a second chance.
Bonsoir, une question en français. Pouvez-vous nous parler... Il y a un seul mauvais point ce soir, c'est le carton rouge. Est-ce que c'est handicapant pour vous pour la suite dans cette compétition?
We'll just have to wait and see. You have to go through a process, and so, you know, it's not unusual. Yeah, but the main thing, like I said, I've always learned is you just got to take your time and go through the process. And there's a lot of emotion around when you get a red card. I think in 24 hours from last night to tonight, you've seen the very fine margins of consistency about what's a red card and what's not a red card. And I guess there'll be much debate about that. And so ours was. They looked to us like a lot of shoulder on shoulder as the main intention. So we'll obviously go and have a look at it. But it does take time, it takes energy, but it's the nature of the game.
I've had one more question. We'll go here in the front. This will be the last question.
En français, à Ardie, parmi les satisfactions, vous n'encaissez pas d'essais, notamment en deuxième mi-temps, alors que les Namibiens sont proches de votre ligne. C'est vraiment une satisfaction pour vous ce soir?
Yeah, it's always nice keeping a team scoreless, but you know, they had a few opportunities on our line to score, and yeah, just it's a testament to the guys that have done the work, and yeah, it's always nice. I know Stormy will be happy we didn't let one in, so yeah, it's good feeling.
Okay, we'll conclude
Thank
there.
you.
Thank you so much to both of you.
Merci.